I wasn't going to have a drink tonight, but then I realized it's our first reaction video of the 2025 season. It felt like a blink of an eye from the end of WGI to tour already starting. It just, spring training flew by for me sitting in the air conditioning on my couch, not dying every day in the sun.
Yeah, it does go by fast when, like, you know, I just got back from the beach, so I'm like, oh, it's drum corps season.
All right, let's not rub it in. Let's not rub it in, Mr. Fort Myers. But it did look like you all had a great time.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, great. Now we're ready to watch some Phantom Regiment. Yeah, I was lucky. Well, real quick, we're the two hosts of the Aged Out podcast, Michael Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
And you all know the drill. Comment, like, subscribe, share. All the links to support us in whatever way you want to. Buy a shirt, Aged Out Fundamentals playlist, all in the video description. Okay. I luckily made it up to Muncie to film Phantom, Cavaliers, and almost didn't get to Crown because they were in Timbuktu on the other side of the state, it felt like. I think I walked like 2 miles after I was done filming Phantom, trying to figure out how to find them and get to them, and eventually literally got in my car and just drove till I heard drums around the outside of the campus. And so I found them and got a little bit of them. I didn't get the whole warm-up lot, but it still put it up.
Classic Marco Polo.
But it's always interesting to see live drum corps for the first time after it's been almost a year. You forget how you feel the bass drum in your chest. You forget just like how the shots ring off the buildings and stuff around them. Like it's a great thing. I was super, and I thought the weather was going to ruin it because there was like a nasty storm line that went through as Adam Norris and I were halfway up there. He was getting like the DCI updates in like the staff Slack for the Cavaliers. I was like, I swear, if I drive up here and the weather looked fine and this pop up, it didn't. Obviously, we got the videos, saw it, great. But what do you think so far? I don't want to get into podcast mode, but just take a second. Like, you've watched some stuff.
I think there's a lot of strong groups percussively. The shows, you know, a lot of the shows are still in development. You know, even Phantom Show, who I think is one of the better groups out there. But in fact, I don't even think they announced their show title yet.
I heard jokes online about that, so I think it's true.
Even at the show, which, you know, I have some thoughts. But, yeah, I think there's just a lot of strong groups. You know, Colts caught my attention. Phantom caught my attention. Vanguard, obviously, I think has caught everybody's attention. Yeah. Boston, I think those are kind of – Bluecoats don't really – they did their preview show, but there's
haven't seen much yet up close
footage yet.
Sounded good on the preview show.
They seemed good on the preview show. So, yeah.
But I'm with you. I don't want to get into full. We'll do our early season podcast next week. We want to do a few reactions, let some videos come out, see what we can first before we do that. So let's just jump in. Let's watch Phantom from the Muncie show. I think this is pretty much all of their show music. So let's just see what happens, see where it goes. Roll to threes to singles to roll, transitioned well between all of it.
Big halftime feel.
It's a lot harder to play this tempo like this than you would think it would be.
All those just little like kind of drag. You get into the decrescendos.
It's a great decrescendo roll. I'm gonna back up. Listen to the bass line underneath that slow, like duple roll feel. They're just passing that rhythm up and down the drums like crazy. And I will also point out, you can hear it through the video, but I'll say just to confirm, they have a very good battery sound. Just in general. Usually you don't hear this level of just blend between the subsections to produce that just good full sound as a drum line this early from a lot of groups. They had a
Go ahead.
No, that's it.
I was just say the roll quality is just very buttery. Just very smooth.
The tuning is great too, which I'm sure helps the blended battery sound come through even more.
The butteriness of the rolls. Nice little 5 strokes.
Video froze. Hold on, everybody. All right. Is it moving on your screen?
Yep.
All right. We'll just keep going. bass drum supporting that with splits is the best part of that whole phrase. Yeah, the bass line underneath all that was just great.
Statement. Yep. Here we go. Oh, nice.
Smoothness of the crossovers throughout that with the rolls crossing over.
Yeah.
No rims.
Just the demand of what they're being asked there. Ooh, that rhythm. Oh.
The unison pattern underneath all that. Gee, listen to that. Listen to the bass unisons underneath
all
that.
Like, kind of to the kind of like upbeat eighth.
Love the unisons there.
Oh, great spot roll out of the full-on shots there.
Different implement textures. I love the way they wrote that transition from quad over to snare. Sneaking the buzz in.
Kind of a little scoop off the rim. Nice. Bass is like leading you in. Click.
Wanted to get the transition. The deviled eggs.
Accent there, yeah. Those fast singles.
Dude,
I love that.
Dude, their shot quality is so good.
Dude, this is just a ton of little like micro burst stuff in there.
Speaking of.
Yeah. Again.
Oh, great transition to the threes.
Woo, go back a little bit.
Good lord,
Yeah,
that phrase was
that little
nasty.
micro, the 5-stroke into the shots, the right, left, and then
And the crazy part is they're playing all those really tight, more front fulcrum, bursty double stroke figures, and then they have to open their hands up for those threes to stroke those out a little more and hold on. Just handled it super well.
Into the check out the 3-3, check out the yeah. Whew. Here it is. Jeez.
Into that phrase is nasty.
Slam action. Look at us.
So articulate.
Hand to hand. Oof. It's hard to see visually with all that right now, but.
Great roll.
Oh man, the balance at the edge.
They've got one later. You're gonna.
Oh, yeah, good control. 16 minutes.
Great hold on at the edge. Good blend. Almost good blend. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love too when you open it, and then just kind of like give those breath in there. Good energy shift there. Big full verticality riding.
I'd imagine the horn line's going blaring in front of him right here.
Did a lot of finger
Great
dexterity
all-speed rolls. This whole book takes so much rhythmic control.
You know, yeah, I was gonna say pumping the brakes in those moments. Jump.
Hold on, you missed like the
yeah. But just coming out of that stuff, goom, and just having the control.
They feel space really well together as a battery.
Yeah.
They feel the space very, very maturely. Oh yeah. Again, great control to slow down and feel time together like that, D-Shell. Then instantly add the weight to your hands to play at this slower tempo.
Yeah, I was just going to say the softness.
The same hand flam drag, D-Shell. Great add-in by the quads. Oh, the bass unison as a crescendo, the layering that.
The softness of the flat line to play those rolls, like those little bursts at like the forte and fortissimo, and to like start those high-end decrescendo rolls just soft and open to not crush the rhythms is really solid.
Out of the three groups that I saw in person there, if I had to rank them from that night, Phantom, Cavies, Crown, percussion. I thought all of them have. I think Phantom's having the best start out of the gate, but Phantom's got a lot of experience. If you have watched them the last 2 years, we knew they didn't have a lot of age outs after last summer across the whole percussion section, and I recognize a handful of faces throughout all sections of the battery that are familiar from last season. So great, yeah. And that's not to downplay what Cavies and Crown are doing. I just think Phantom is off to a great start.
Great start. Yep.
Yeah. And they've got.
We'll talk more about the shows, actual shows later. We'll save that.
But I enjoyed it thoroughly in person. The sound was just great. So love what they're doing. Love what Matt and Tyler have come up with there. Obviously, the kids have put in a ton of work to sound like this. Just start tour with this level of maturity and clarity and sound, and I think they're going to have a great season.
Yeah, they'll probably have their first scored show here in a night or two, maybe tonight. I don't know.
I think it's Thursday. I think they're at the same one the Cavies will be at. I think it's Thursday.
It might be like
Could
Wisconsin
be wrong.
Or something like that.
Yep. Someone let us know in the comments. But yeah, so starting off with Phantom. We'll be back with the next video. Probably going to watch Colts next, but we'll see what else comes out, if anything. So we'll see everybody in the next one.
Peace.